Okay, hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is your boy Dr. Rogers, a multiple scholarship winner and currently a doctor working and living in South Korea with his family. So today I want to drop a very special video, which is one I think will be quite informative to a lots of people who want to apply, be it for jobs, be it for scholarships, or even be it for admission. Usually the video I want to drop, if you get a lot of noise, by the way, I am now at the Philippine Memorial Museum in Chinchin, Korea. I love Ethiopia. So when I heard about a museum or something such in the city, I decided to come just visit with my family. Well, anyway, if this is your first time on my channel, make sure you consider subscribing, hit on the notification bell, because you definitely gonna enjoy it. So just grab your popcorn, grab your water, or you can grab coffee like I am now having Hera coffee. Sip and let's get to it. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to talk about how you can write your statement of purpose. It's called a statement of purpose when you're applying for admissions or you're applying for scholarships, but when you're applying for a job, it is usually called a cover letter. So this is the moment where you need to convince those selecting why you should be the ideal candidate, or why your services will be needed, or why you have to be recruited. Besides the fact that you're applying with your very good scores or volunteering and all of that. And this is one item which is very important. So usually how to write the statement of purpose, I'm going to explain it to you detailedly, point for point, each point. Yeah, so when you're writing a statement of purpose, there are some very important things you need to consider. First is that a statement of purpose in most cases might be made up of 5 paragraphs or more. No, 5 paragraphs or less. So it's very important. Yeah, it's very important. You should try to convince those admitting you with you should be straightforward as much as possible, because mind you, you're not the only one applying. People do not have time. Well, in some parts of the world they do actually use they use like an electronic base that has to sort out your CVs and all of that. But in cases where it's done manually, mind you, so many people apply and people do not have time to read. They're rushing to go through it as fast as possible. So within the 5 paragraphs, you can reduce them into three paragraphs at most. So or at least. So what you can do first, the first paragraph is that you have to introduce yourself. It's very important. You introduce yourself. You tell people who are people want to select you, or for if it's for the scholarship, it's very important you introduce yourself. Like for example, I could say, dear sir, my name is Rogers. I'm a Cameroonian. I'm a first class student with a bachelor degree in this. It's very important, but in this part is very tricky. You should not put in some information which is not catchy. For example, if you're applying for a scholarship and you know you're not a first class student, it's not important. You should go ahead stating the fact that you're an average student, because it's just going to turn people off. So don't mention your grade. So but if you're a first class student, which is quite catchy, you should mention it. So introduce yourself, and you might add a little bit of information on what you've been studying at school for your bachelor degree, probably, or for your master's. If you've done a master's, what did you do your thesis on? That is for the first paragraph for writing statement of purpose. Secondly, you need to give a history of what you studied in school. What are the things you gained if you're writing for a statement of purpose? If it is for your a master degree scholarship, but if it's for a PhD, you need to explain what you did during your thesis. It's very, very important. If you listen to me speaking, I'm not talking about PhD, because after PhD, you now start applying for jobs, and it is now called a cover letter. So in that case, you can explain your area of expertise. For example, if you're applying for a master degree in climate change, you're going to say during your bachelor degree, you took a lot of introductory courses into climate change, and you did some take-home of assignments or some little bit of thesis, in some cases which are introduced research during the bachelor degree level. Secondly, you have to now, that's after introducing yourself. I'm talking about the second paragraph, but the mistake a lot of students make, usually they start by saying, I'm writing to express that I want to apply for this scholarship. You don't even introduce yourself. They don't know who you are. It sounds a little bit rude to some people, so people who don't have the patience will not really be motivated to keep reading. But if you can introduce yourself, say who you are, what you've done, what you achieved in your first paragraph, then you relate your history, what you've done before, then it's very good. That's second paragraph. Third paragraph, now in a case whereby you want your statement of purpose to be 5 paragraphs, for your third paragraph, you now explain what are your future career goals, what do you plan to do, or how do you see yourself in 10 years, 5 years time. For example, you can explain that you're applying to study climate change because you plan to work probably with the African Development Bank, with a climate change institution. Saying that is not enough. You need to explain why you think so. Or probably you can give, usually in most cases when you narrate personal experiences, it's good. You're studying climate change because in your village in the past 10 or 20 years ago you had constant rain, but now there is no rain. People are suffering, people don't have enough food. So you're studying this because it will help you to get back to your society and give back to them. So that will really help. Then now that is still for a statement of purpose, but and then you need to explain now for your fourth paragraph, you explain what are the skills you're bringing in, what have you learned. If you're going in for a master degree, you can say, for example, being a first class student, you also volunteered with an NGO who taught you how to do some basic research, or you worked as a research assistant. Those are the kind of things recruiters or people giving scholarships get really excited about. That will be for your fourth paragraph. Then for the fifth paragraph, now you can now explain or tell them probably. So I'm gonna end here. If you love my video, make sure you hit on the subscription bell, hit on the notification bell as well, and stay connected. Peace out.